Good evening and welcome to the June 16th legislative session of the Penfield Town Board. I'll officially call this meeting to order. I'm going to ask that the board members please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Draw.
Here.
Cole.
Here.
LaFountain.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Ockenden.
Here. Okay, before we get underway this evening with our public hearing, let me read the official notice into the record. Due to COVID-19 virus and the closing of town operations consistent with the governor's executive orders, the June 16, 2021 Town Board legislative session will be held remotely via Zoom. This meeting will also be video recorded and broadcast live via the town's website, that's at penfield.org, on the town's government access cable channel 1303, and on streaming media device that includes Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Search Penfield TV in your device's app store. This is a free app. The meeting will later be transcribed. Questions regarding video coverage may be directed to Penfield TV at 340-8661. That's 340-8661. And if you'd like to address the board on any matter, there will be two public participation opportunities this evening, one at the beginning of the agenda and one at the end of the agenda. And you may participate by phone, 340-8771, or by electronic submission at penfield.org. So with that, we will we'll move on. Our first order of business tonight is a public hearing, and I'll recognize our clerk to read that notice.
To consider adopting a proposed update to the town's design and construction specifications. The legal notice was published in the Penfield Post on May 27th, 2021, posted on the town website and town clerk bulletin board. No postcards were mailed due to this being a townwide action.
Thank you. Mr. Horowitz is out of town. I did speak with Mr. Horowitz late last evening, and he indicated that this is properly before the board, as was passed by the board on the 19th of May to establish a public hearing, the advertisement that went into advertising for the public hearing. So this, again, is properly before the board. This is a small item, and with that, I'm going to be the official presenter tonight rather than our team of engineering and DPW. This involves our design criteria. There is a section in our design criteria, Section 7, sanitary sewer systems. Some of the board members will recall this discussion now probably pre-COVID. But one of the items that we had discussed in the past was low-pressure sewage systems. And these low-pressure sewer systems, we had received some information from the DEC that indicated that if these were to go in, this was something that was going to be required to be maintained by the town. And I think the board at a work session, again, pre-COVID, had indicated that they wanted to not be responsible for that. That was something that really should be the responsibility of others. And therefore, the board was given a recommendation by both our town engineer, Mark Valentine, our Director of Public Works, Eric Tate, to include the wording that low-pressure sewage systems may not be used as an alternative to individual sewage disposal systems. So that would be added under 7.2, Section 7 of the design criteria. So with that, I will pause for a moment. I'll ask the board first, is there any questions that any of the board members may have on this? While we wait to see if either we get a call or we get an email that may come in. And again, this has been supported by our town engineer, by our Director of Public Works, and again, earlier discussed pre-pandemic. I'll also indicate for the record that my office had not received any communications, questions, or concerns about this, nor had Mr. Tate or Mr. Valentine. So with that, and seeing no comments either via phone or via the website, and no other information that had come in regarding this, I will move that this hearing be closed. Okay, the next opportunity for discussion on this matter will be at the town's next work session, which will be on the 23rd of June, and this matter will be on the agenda at that time. Okay, moving along, we move to communications and announcements. I'll recognize the clerk for any communications that she may have this evening.
I have none this evening, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilperson Draw.
Mr. Supervisor, if I may, a number of residents have contacted me lately regarding, now that the weather's obviously been beautiful the last few weeks out here, people are out there walking, running, riding their bikes. Now, we all know that the bikes have to share the road, and they have to obey by the same rules of the road as drivers. They know that they should be driving, if they're driving in the road, they should be driving with, going with traffic, not against traffic. And as far as walkers on intersections, one of the things that I think I just want to make the community more aware, to please be vigilant about, kids walking on the crosswalks. They're walking more to school, after school, they're coming by, especially in the Four Corners, they're in the crosswalks. I've seen a number of cars that don't seem to acknowledge the crosswalks in this town sometimes. And I just think that if we all would take a little bit more time to remind our neighbors, remind people, that there's people out there walking and riding and communing all over in our town. So I guess I just wanted to advise everybody and be aware of your neighbors. So that's my announcement for tonight. Thank you,
Great.
Mr. Supervisor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Ockenden.
No announcements.
All right, Mr. Moore?
Just real quick, Mr. Supervisor, I just want to thank you for all of your efforts over the last week or so with really putting together the Penfield, or the annual Penfield Parade, and the fireworks. I know there was an announcement today that you put out, and it was covered by some of the media outlets. Certainly social media has covered it, that the 4th of July parade, our annual parade, and the 4th of July fireworks is on as planned. They will be held Saturday, July 3rd. And it's a tradition that I know a lot of Penfield residents look forward to, whether they go to the parade, go to the fireworks, or they have their own parties along the parade route and so forth, or visit with friends and family along the parade route, and then everybody attends the fireworks. It's a great event, certainly supported by this town board. And I know at one point a couple weeks ago it was looking like neither might happen due to where we were with the state and mandates and requirements that the state had for municipalities for groups of people to get together in the same type of setting. And obviously that was lifted here recently, and I know you and your team with the Recreation Department, Parks Department, and the Public Works Department really got together and made this happen for this announcement today. So I think you deserve a lot of credit for making this a priority as we move forward, as we enjoy more openness and more freedoms today than we have a couple weeks ago, and certainly over the last year. I truly believe that this is going to be something embraced by the community, and I think you just deserve a big thanks from this town board for making it happen and putting out that announcement today that the Penfield Parade and the fireworks will be held this year on July 3rd on Saturday. So thank you very much for making that happen. You deserve a lot of credit for that.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Thank you. And definitely the rest of the team that worked so hard, that put all this together, not only during the course of the year, but in some compressed times, as we know, with some of the criteria that we were following for COVID. So thank you. I will pass that on to the team.
Thank you.
All right.
I have nothing.
Okay, very good. I do have one item that I'll share, that on Monday morning, I'm going to have the opportunity to visit Mayor Luigi Inglisi. And Mayor Luigi is the mayor of Atria. He will be turning 100 on Monday. And the certificate of recognition is presented to Mayor Luigi Inglisi in celebration of your 100th birthday. Your joy of life is a shining example to all. You are a true gentleman who brightens our community with your kindness and energy. May your love of family, music, and country, plus a lifetime of memories, keep you young at heart. Best wishes from the entire Penfield community. You are a Penfield treasure. And again, I'll be presenting that to him. One note, as I understand, every day he is dressed in a suit and a bow tie, of which he has made because he was a tailor by profession, and every day wears a suit and bow tie. So that definitely is a lost art today. So congratulations to Luigi. I look forward to visiting with him on Monday.
You better be dressed to the next.
I'm gonna have to make sure that I do so. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. All right, this is the first opportunity for public participation. You can do that one of several ways. You can call in at 340-8771. You can also log in at penfield.org. I will give it just a moment to see if we have any calls or any emails that do come in. Again, we look forward and we'll hope for some very nice weather for the 3rd of July, and we'll have our parade and our fireworks, as Mr. Moore had indicated, and we'll look forward to that activity in the Penfield community. Seeing no calls or seeing no write-ins on the website, there is a second opportunity at the end of the agenda. So with that, we'll move on to additions and deletions to the agenda, please. Seeing no additions or deletions, we do have 2 sets of minutes. We have a set from June 2nd that we did not get to. So I'll ask for individual votes for both. So going back to the May 5th, 2021 set of minutes, I would entertain a motion of approval for those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
So the move by Councilperson Ockenden, seconded by Councilperson Cole. Discussion on those minutes? Seeing none, I'd ask for a roll call vote of approval for May 5th.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Okay. Additionally, we have the May 19th, 2021 minutes, and would entertain a motion of approval for those minutes.
I'll move those, Mr. Supervisor.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilperson Draw, seconded by Councilperson Moore. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
All right. I'll ask, has the board or the town clerk received any petitions since our last meeting? I'll also let the minutes reflect that Mr. Horowitz did not receive any petitions either. Okay, we'll move on to resolution by function, starting with law and finance and ending with law and finance.
Authorizing the town supervisor to enter into an agreement for Real Property System Version 4 Valuation Technical Support.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town of Penfield is undergoing a town-wide valuation update for 2022 tax rolls. Whereas the town typically employs the assistance of an outside contractor to complement the work of the assessor and his staff. Whereas the town has received an engagement letter from Sylvia Staples to provide services for tax roll year 2022. Now be it resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to enter into a town attorney approval contract with Ms. Staples for evaluation services. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion, board? Seeing no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign an easement extension to allow a portion of a building to remain in the right-of-way of Motts Lane at 1807 Penfield Road.
Moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Penfield hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign an easement extension with the owners of the property at 1807 Penfield Road to permit an existing building to continue to encroach into the right-of-way of Motts Lane. Said easement shall be in the form and substance acceptable to the town attorney.
Thank you. Further discussion? See no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Setting a public hearing to consider issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a restaurant with outdoor dining at 1776 and 1778 Penfield Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit pursuant to Chapter 250-5.10-D2 of the Code to allow for a restaurant with outdoor dining at 1776 through 1778 Penfield Road in the Four Corners zoning district. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Penfield shall hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall in Penfield on July 7th, 2021 at 7 p.m. on said date to consider said application and to hear all persons interested in the question of the issuance of this conditional use permit. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? See no further discussion, roll call vote of approval.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Great. Thank you, Board. We'll move on to old business. Is there any old business to come before the Board this evening? Seeing none. Is there any new business to come before the Board this evening? Again, seeing none. This brings us to our second public participation. Again, by calling 340-8771 or logging in at penfield.org. I'll toggle between my two screens here just to make sure that we don't have anything. I'm going to just, while I'm waiting and giving it just a moment, I'll just indicate that tomorrow the town will be holding the Employee Wellness Fair. We did not hold it last year due to the pandemic. This year it will be held at Dolomite Lodge, and we've got approximately 34 vendors that will be here. We also are going to be doing biometric testing so that employees know their numbers and their families and retirees. And it's going to be a beautiful day, and looking forward to that. And a special thank you to Laura Sliker and her team for putting that together for all of our employees, retirees, and their families. Okay, seeing no calls coming in or emails coming in, I will indicate that the June 16th, 2021 legislative session of the Penfield Town Board stands adjourned at 7:19 p.m. Thank you for everyone that participated. Thank you to Penfield TV downstairs, Brian and Amy. And as always, please be well and be safe. Have a great evening.